Good afternoon, Trey Gibson here, Big Things Fantasy Football, and today I'm here to recap another week of Big Things Fantasy Football. It was a great week, so enough said. Let's get it started and head straight to the scoreboard. Okay, first of all, Chicago Dream Killer takes down Tampa Gibsonians 109-98 in what was deemed as a blowout at first, but the Gibsonians fought back, tried to retain the namehood of the Gibsonians, and they fought back and made it into a game. Next, Hartford Hustlers over roughing the passer. George Robinson continues not to take advantage of managing his team. Commissioner says he can't do anything about it because he paid his money. Go figure. Bad news cock blockers over the West Up Go-Getters 124-81. West Coast Riders in a downfall against the illegal aliens. It was a great game, but they came up a little short. Harlem Giants, Elvis Harry continues to hold that team on a high level of play week after week after week. 105-70 over Team Stanovich. Connecticut Legends, give up your playbooks. You should just be about done. Super Geniuses, you should be about done too. That pretty much is a draft bowl. Where do you go for next year? And I'll tell you, this year has been very competitive, and we got two of the best teams in the league from last year, and they seem to be at the brink of struggling on playoff time. And that's the Tampa Gibsonians, who lost for the last 5 games. It started off with the Super Geniuses, who came through and beat them, and ever since that it kind of hit a snowball effect and rolled downhill. Dre, West Coast Ride or Die, Coach Dre is just, from last year, we remember he went to 6, 7, 8-0, and everyone thought he was going undefeated and didn't know what was about to happen. And now all of a sudden, he's 4-6. He's struggling. He might make the playoffs, but he's struggling. And we had a couple reporters who was asking him about that earlier, and we'll show you what happened in that interview. But just like I say, we got two of the best teams. It seems that this league is still wide open. To myself, still the best team seems to be the illegal aliens. They came on strong from the draft, lost a game, lost another game later on in the season, but week after week after week, that team, pound for pound, from top to bottom, is the best roster out there, And second, I play it myself with Harlem Giants right now. Coach Harry has got his team in the retrospect of, we're not going to lose. They just don't have a losing mentality. If they do lose, they pick themselves back up, and they go back and they get it again the next week. And it's weird how these things seem to transpire. But, what I want to do right now is take it over to a couple of interviews that were going on. And I want to just talk about the problems that are going through with the Tampa Gibsonians and West Coast Ride or Die. It didn't seem like at the beginning of the year that they'd have these problems. I kind of saw it myself, like these teams would reload and, they just keep going, But obviously, that's not the picture. It's not the picture at all. It seems to be that now that these teams have maybe gotten teams have gotten a hold of these two teams. Now it seems like they struggle. They struggle handedly with all these teams out there, and it seems like one of them actually may not even make the playoffs. Go figure. What would happen if that were to happen, So what I want to do is, I want to take you to an interview in which Coach Gibson was talking to the media about what he needs to do as far as getting his team prepared to play. And, I'll roll the tape from when I was there, and I specifically asked Coach Gibson. I said, Coach, 4 of the last 5 have gone downhill. What kind of formula do you have in place? You started off strong, and just tell me 3 things that you need to do as far as making the playoffs. And just listen up. 3 things you need to do to make the playoffs, Coach. And, you started off strong, but what's your formula? Where are you headed?
Me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Okay, Coach.
But right now, we got to figure out...
what's your formula,
Our formula.
Okay.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Hit them in the mouth.
Number 1.
Number 1? All right.
Number 2, we are not a charity.
Okay.
We cannot give them the game. That's number 2. And number 3 is we execute from the very start of the game to the very end of the game. That did not happen.
Didn't happen. Okay, so you heard it there from Coach Gibson. He's saying what he needs to do to be in these games. His formula is to hit him in the mouth and tell his team that they're not exactly a charity, as well as execute. So they're saying that they're not executing as much as they probably should have. But I understand times are definitely hard. And right now we're going to swing it over to West Coast Ride or Die. And we're going to talk to...
Well, I'll start off by saying this. Do not
go ahead, Coach Dre.
On the defense, okay?
Okay, we won't blame
I
that defense.
don't care who you play, whether it's a high school team, a junior college team, a college team, much less an NFL team.
Okay.
When you turn the ball over 5 times, 4 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown,
wow.
3 others in field position to set up touchdowns, you ain't going to beat anybody I just talked about. Anybody.
Coach, you're 4-6.
All right? And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion. We threw that game. We gave it away by doing that.
All right.
We gave them the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked.
Coach, you're going to make the playoffs, Coach.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
Jeez, Coach.
I just hope we can win a game.
Well, you heard it from Coach Dre. He just hopes they can win a game, and you heard it from Coach Gibson, basically, who's saying, they still got to overcome some problems. And to me, the league's wide open. Like I said, Illegal Aliens and Harlem Giants, they're doing their things. Once again, this is Trey Gibson, Big Things Fantasy Football. Thanks for paying your bill.